The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Table Topics. I'm John Sylvia.
And I'm Carlos Cesar. Thank you again for being in here for another show of Table Topics. Remember, if you are watching this show and it's not a Wednesday night, it's because you are watching a repeat show here on Channel 95. But you can follow us on YouTube channel and on Facebook. We do posts every week. Thanks to our friends behind the scenes, CJ Farry. And a big thank you here to the studio today is Michelle behind the buttons there. I hope she has a good ride for 30 minutes now. Yeah. Just leave the buttons on and just go have a lunch, something to eat. Come back in half an hour.
There you go. There you go. Right?
Just leave the open camera so both of us are on the camera. Else I would be talking to myself. John, another week. This is week of a holiday approaching us. Another turkey feast.
Yep. Absolutely.
Gonna open tomorrow. I'm gonna open another turkey to run away because I don't eat turkey, and I post every year that I just send I give a free pass to a turkey.
Oh, okay, cool. So what do you eat then?
I got this year. I got a picture of a turkey running, so you don't catch COVID.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Absolutely.
So, John, what's going on?
Well, speaking of turkeys,
yes,
I just went to the store. You know, and we usually go a little later, but with all the news out there, I was kind of afraid we weren't going to get a turkey. You know how there's a turkey shortage. Make sure you get out there. So lo and behold, I go into Shaw's, and there's turkeys all over the place. Yeah. So I guess I can personally I can call that fake news. They were trying to tell people to get out there, and the store's probably ordered extra turkeys because they figured there was a shortage, and now they got all these bloody turkeys. So expect to see sales after Thanksgiving for turkeys. If you're not sick of it at Thanksgiving, you can go out and buy them afterward.
I mean, believe it or not, some people like turkey on Christmas too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I would eat it on Christmas.
And I think what happens sometimes is the families cannot come over for Thanksgiving, but they come over for Christmas. Especially like students, if they, you know, they don't want to come the two holidays, they usually skip a holiday and come because if they come for Christmas, then they stay for New Year's, you know. So they catch two holidays in 1 week. Yeah. But, well, the truth is the prices are...
Yeah, they're higher. They are higher.
The prices are higher. Everything is going higher. You know, I mean, they can... independent and a lot of people, and we make jokes out of this, that it's Biden's fault. But I have to say, at this point, after what we went through, I think doesn't matter who would be the president, we will have different prices. Yeah. No, because, you know, remember, we were locked in the house for a year.
Yeah, yeah. No. And you know what? It's kind of funny because I've heard this and I kind of thought it myself that whoever the next president was going to be, they were going to be in for it. You know what I mean? Because of all the stuff with COVID. And so I kind of had thought that myself, no matter who's in. So it's kind of like, you know, when we have a mayor and there's a turbulent time, and then you have, say, like Sam Sutter came in after Will Flanagan. So it was a kind of a turbulent time. So he only had those 8 months to make sure he could fix everything, and it ain't gonna happen. And even locally, you heard a lot of people saying, I don't know if I'd want to run now. Let me wait one more time so it clears up. So,
well, another thing that I was talking to my wife about is this year's income taxes definitely is going to be different from the years before. Because with all this money that people just got for free, a lot of people didn't pay tax on it. Okay. We're going to have a lot of people that are in fixed income. They're going to get in trouble because, and I know people that work with me on one of my jobs. They only can work like 20 hours a week because they retire. They have they check and they cannot go over so they don't get in trouble with the regular retirement check. So what happened was they got those $600 checks a week. Those $600 check a week, number one, they probably then discount, they pay tax on it. Number two, they will pay like a full-time. That was like a full-time job that they got paid for. So they're going to go over the retirement checks. It's going to be a mess when they're going to go and make the income taxes. So it's going to be a mess this year. I hope they don't lose the checks because of a 1 year and one time thing. But they're definitely going to be in trouble. They're definitely going to have to pay money back. You know.
Well, I mean, when you're on unemployment, normally, if you don't have them take tax out, you owe that at the end of the year. Whatever you owe to them, you owe. So hopefully, that's not going to be the scenario for some folks that at the end of the year, they're going to owe all that unemployment money because they didn't take any of the taxes out.
Exactly.
That could be an issue, and I remember that in years past that people would complain about it.
Well, and one of my jobs, being a seasonal, I usually collect. This year, I didn't collect because I had the other job and it was not seasonal, so I was making more than I was supposed to collect. But the years before, and the setup that I have for unemployment is they take my tax out. I don't want. I want that money out of my check because this way, at the end of when income tax time come, I don't have to be dealing with now I have to pay back because they already have their money back, their money there. But a lot of those, because it was one-time deal, they actually they don't file for unemployment. This was a gift given to them that they still had to pay tax on. And that's what I think that's going to be, a lot of people are going to be in trouble this taxable season now.
I mean, and what happens sometimes, and I think this is going to happen again this year with that, is that some of the tax things they took out. So I think what happens, and I mean, this isn't the first year probably it's happened, it probably won't be the last, is that the tax things would change, so you'd owe more taxes, but the money coming out of your check would lower, and it's like, but you're going to still owe that at the end of the year. And I kind of track that to know this is what you should have taken out, so you're not in that issue in the end.
If I'm not mistaken, they got like 3 times a check for $1,200, I believe.
I don't think that's taxable, though. I don't think
those,
any of that.
You don't think it's taxable?
Those weren't taxable.
No.
So so that I don't believe they're taxable, to be honest with you.
That's over $3,000 just on those. But then you have those 10 weeks of $600 each.
Well, and some people are getting like $300 for each child.
Yes.
But that has nothing. You know what I mean? That's due to like an earned income tax thing. So that's not. I don't believe that's taxable either. But you make a good point that it's possible that people might owe money this year, and that's basically all you need to do. It'll be interesting because I remember last year when we had the tax cut changed, and I kept on hearing, you hear some people that got more money back, people got less money back, and I go to an accountant only because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So And I had asked her the clients she had, and she said no. She said like 99% of the people were getting money back. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what their income was. She said pretty much everybody she dealt with was getting money back, you know, or more money than they previously did. So
yeah, I mean, mine's I do it myself, but the business we have somebody because it gets more complicated. Mine's it's just how much I make and the discounts I do, whatever donations I give, something like that. It's so much easier. But the business side, I have to give it to an account, and thank God for CJ that he takes care of. He files our association files too, because that's one less thing that I have to worry about it. John, the discussions about splitting this New Bedford and Fall River. So right now we know that the state is 1423, I think.
Oh, really?
That's how this and.
I haven't been following it, to be honest with you.
So state, I believe, is 1423 with a yes vote to split New Bedford and Fall River.
Wow.
But I believe that has to go up to Congress now.
Okay.
And that's what I heard talking to somebody that's really inside, and he said that they probably could request. They can request a new design of a split.
So was it the 14 to stay the way it is, not merge with New Bedford?
14 is to stay the way it is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, 13 or 14, something like that.
All right, yeah,
and
so that's
23
the
or
majority.
24 the other way.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so, but it had 10 days.
Yeah.
Congress had 10 days to act on it. So probably, I mean, now comes the holidays.
Everything.
They go home. I don't even know.
This week.
I don't even know if they're coming back next week. Probably, because we still have another 3 weeks before the next holiday. So they probably will come back again. So let's see. Let's see what's going to happen on that. I still think that it's a bad idea to split us. Now I believe we have Paul Schmidt join Carol Fiola and the mayor.
Oh, and the mayor. Okay.
You know, with a yes vote to split Fall River and New Bedford.
Okay.
And I believe we have Mike Rodriguez and Alan Silva.
That wants to keep it.
That wants to keep
with New Bedford.
Yes, it wants to keep it the way it is. Well, and again, the only reason the yes side is the fact that now we're going to have 2 representatives, which to me makes no sense using that as an excuse for. Like I said, that's a 10-year deal on the table. Who's going to guarantee it? Because they're so, positive that these people are going to represent us for the next 10 years. Who is the guarantee that this person representing us 2 years from now is not going to find another job and leave and leave?
Yeah, I mean,
they should not use that as an excuse for.
Well, I mean, you have the 2 representatives, Keating and I'm trying to remember the guy's name now, Alkenklaas.
Yes.
He's young, but you know what? He could be run for Senate, right? When
exactly.
We got older people that are in the Senate now, Markey and Warren. They're in their late 60s to early 70s, so they may leave in 4 or 5 years. And
another thing is, one of the representatives, I believe, was Paul Schmidt, was in favor of putting the business together, the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, I know what you mean, the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. Yeah. They united. Now they won. They Fall River, New Bedford. So how can you in one side be in favor and fight for them to get together, and on the other side wants to split the 2 cities?
To me, Carlos, it's like, if it was this way before, I guess we can leave it, but I'm not really happy with either. I don't think we're going to get any, I don't think either one of the folks are really going to help us. They're just going to give us lip service like they always do. During election time, they're going to be down here, whatever you want, yeah. And then after election time, you'll never hear from them again.
I agreed with you. I agreed with you. But, you know, if you have a twin brother, both of you have more chances to fight together and win something than split the two brothers and now one's fighting one way and one is fighting the other way. I mean, makes no sense. And to me, this whole thing makes no sense. Politics aside, politics should not be the base of any decision. That's another case. Take the politics away. Let's see the best interest for the community, the best interest for the residents. Period.
Those days are gone.
You know, today every little thing it's politics. You know, even religions now they want to mix the religion with politics. That's going to be the end of it.
I think religion's always been based in politics. If you go back and look at like the 1300s, the popes were really involved in politics. So yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna.
They were always behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You know, those secret calls. Those secret calls. Thank God that now, you know, you can get any call that the president gets on his desk. You can have records of. But if you go back then. He could be talking to the Pope on the phone and nobody knows that he's talking to the Pope. You know what I'm saying?
But going back, so nothing surprises me. I think religion's, you know what I mean? It's going to be because it's a part of it, you know.
And you know something, it's funny because people are realizing that religion now, it's not what it's supposed to be. So that's why we see less and less people attending masses. You see less and less people getting into religious events, okay? Because they are starting to wake up and to say, you know, if to hear my Lord's words, I don't have to give a $20 donation.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, unfortunately, you're right. The institutions have been compromised, you know. But like, let's make no mistake. Right now, what we're in this world right now, more than ever, I think, in recent history, there is good versus evil going on right now. Whether people believe it or not, we're in a fight between good and evil right now. And it's sad that people have lost faith in their institutions or, you know, their religious places to go because of some of the things that have happened along the way. I totally see how you lose confidence in that. And, you know, I look at it as long as you're trying to do the right thing, you know, and you believe in God. I mean, even if you don't believe in God, but if you believe in God and you're trying to do the right thing, I think everything's going to be okay. If everybody did that and followed the golden rule, we wouldn't have the issues we have right now. But yeah, I really believe, and I think a lot of people in this world right now, there is a big push between good and evil. And I'm just going to say a few words that I have heard from other people. It may look like we're losing, the good is losing and the evil is really, you know, surpassing it, which that is happening right now, but in the end, God always wins. So yeah, I didn't mean to get off the religious bandwagon here.
Because, and this comes down just what you believe.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not a building that's going to give good students. It's the teachers that give good students. Okay. It's same thing with the church. It's not a church that's going to give a good or a believer.
Yeah, it's the people in there.
A believer. It's the people. It's it's on the people's heart that what they believe. That's what it's you got the end of it. So I have my beliefs, okay, but I don't have to go to the church every Sunday.
No, you don't have to.
I don't kill nobody. I don't rob people. So those, according to my beliefs, are the big sins. Is, you know, it's those, the 10 Commandments for those that believe on the 10 Commandments. But here's the thing. What you see today is churches closing. You see the church getting as much money they can for their properties, okay? But on the meantime, we have the Pope, you know, you think that he's going to give up his gold glass of wine? You think he's going to give up his gold chain? No. So why are we going to sacrifice, and all our people before us that work doing on the shops, a 40-hour, 50, 60-hour shifts, and then go to the churches, okay, to help them to fundraise, to work, to cook, to fundraise, to maintain a building that what they believe that's their fate, and then the church decides one day for another to sell it and pocket the money.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, there has been a lot of faith lost. I get it. But if you got to want to do things too. You got to want to go to church. You can't force people to do something because then it doesn't really mean anything. So I think, like you said, if you're an atheist, you're religious, or, you know what I mean, it's up to you. That's up to you. I mean, but in the end, as long as you don't hurt people and you try to be a nice person, you know what I mean, the civilization would be 10 times better.
And the reason, and I had a chance to talk about this before, the reason a lot of our churches are closing is because outside business that has nothing to do with the religions are sucking the money from the churches. I grew up with the Holy Ghost. Number one, I never have a Holy Ghost on the band. The band, it's made to play music on the procession. That's it. They had nothing religions there. Okay, you have clubs now doing processions with saints and everything. All those belong on the church. Okay, so that's I think that's the problem. Is what do you think they're going to do with that money? They're going to pay their clubs. They're not going to help the church they belong to. Okay, so they have the procession from the club to the church. They give them a $20 donation, and they come back and they make $20,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
so
I know.
that's why I said, and that's why a lot of people are giving up on this, because at the end of the day, all comes to money.
Yeah. No, it does. I mean, but I think now more than anything, you have to have faith. You know what I mean? Because
no, and that's good. And we have the faith.
Yep.
The faith was something that we didn't lose. People don't, just because people don't attend the church, that doesn't mean they lost faith. They have more faith because now they know that they own their own. So they have more faith. But and they do good, because if you pay somebody a coffee, or if you buy some groceries for somebody, okay, that's something that you know that you do.
Yeah, you do on your own.
On
you know
your
what I mean?
own.
Yeah. It's no, I agree with you. But it is. I think it's the time we're in, and you know, most religions, it's man. It's you know what I mean. They're man by men. You know, so and we're not perfect. So you know, there are things, and people don't recognize when these institutions have done wrong. Instead of coming out and say we did wrong, they want to hide it, and that's never a good thing. You know.
Well, I give up, and I told this many times. That I posted on Facebook. I give up giving my donations to my church. I give up because, and that was St. Thomas. They knock it down to put houses. Okay, it's one church after another. Okay, to put houses. The last draw was the land that we give on Chicago Street. The land that the city sold it for $1. Okay, and then they knock it the church down. And they wanted to sell it back to the city for $500,000.
Yeah, that was not right. That was not right.
That was. I said, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. No, not one more dollar. If all the people, or all the priests and the Pope loses his job, unemployment. It's there for them to go and collect unemployment.
Yeah. No, that was it just doesn't. And now look at this, house on top of house there.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm sure that the company sold the houses for like $450,000. So they made a profit. Hey, people got to make a profit with the business, but I agree. The diocese should have given that land back to Fall River because they weren't using it.
Exactly.
And you know, what did they get? What did they get for that? 400,000, 500,000 for the land?
Yes, and the lawyer is at City Hall saying that they were doing a favor, lowering down the price to 450 or something like that. Are you kidding me? I was right face to face with the lawyer on the city council table. Okay, face to face. Oh, my job is to represent you. Yeah, you're representing me. You gave that land back for $1 to the city. Okay, so the city can sell it. Because guess what? Was the people was not the church that built that church. It was the people that worked nights to build that church. They maintained the church with feasts, okay? And then you guys come down and you knock that down, and you still want to steal from us?
Yeah. Well, you know, it was St. William's was where my daughter was christened, and that was our church for the longest time. It was a new building. You know, it was a fairly new building, so to come in and just tear it down was kind of crazy. So, and then we went to St. Pete's, and that's and lo and behold, that got torn down. Well, this house is going up there, which it's gonna improve.
And good luck for St. Anthony of Padua, because many Mr. Teixeira, he keeps writing letters, okay, because they keep coming. They do fundraisers and everything to maintain the church, and the diocese comes and takes the money. Okay, so
well, they have that new thing now. There's a and I can't remember the
new
term.
tax or whatever they came up with just to steal money.
Each church has to give you know, some kind of, and I forgot the term now, but they have to give that to the diocese. Which when my daughter was younger and she went to Catholic school, the diocese gave each parish money, and for the Catholic schools as well, to help, you know, do that. Where now, I was not happy when each church had to give money to the diocese. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong.
So they can drink wine on the golden glasses.
I don't know what they're doing with it, but I just don't think that's right. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was right either. So, but. We agree, Carlos, we agree on that. See, we agree on a lot of things.
We agreed in a lot of stuff. It's just like the politics that sometimes, and it's good. So we don't have to agree all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But Michelle already gave us one finger or two fingers still.
Wow, I didn't know what.
Three fingers.
I didn't even know what the heck we talked about for the last 30 minutes.
I know.
Wow, we just went on a rant about this. Jeez. So
no, it was a good show.
Something different. Yeah, and like I said, I sincerely agree with, you know what I mean, everything going on, that we're just in some times here, and people got to remain positive, especially with everything going on. You just got to, you know, not get upset and just think positively, because it doesn't do you any good to have negative kind of thoughts with all this going on. We were going through this COVID thing. Now it's, a lot of this is kind of even man-made, you know, like I was telling you, the turkeys. No turkeys, everybody get out there early and get the turkeys. I go in, there's like 40 or 50 of them.
That's how they double their sales.
That's it. So like, don't believe everything you see on television.
You know, it's like when it's going to snow in Fall River. You turn around, you cannot get a gallon of milk.
Yeah, or bread. I know. I don't. And I was around here during the blizzard of '78. I still don't understand bread and milk. I don't get that. You know.
I don't understand too.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
But here he is, half an hour. Thank you again for being with us, John. I see you next week. Have a good Thanksgiving Day.
You as well.
And we will be back next week for another show. Thank you.
Have a good night.